You guys ever make a mistake and then after that mistake, no one trusts you with anything? Now, before we get into today's topic, thank you so much for joining us here on Espresso with Sky. My name is Sky, and of course, here's my new sidekick, Chewy. Say hi, Chewy.
Hi.
All right, cool. So, if this is your first time here, go ahead, hit the subscribe, smash that notification bell, and if you want to help us out, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you really want to help us out, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you don't know what to comment about, today's question is, what food do you crave when you're not feeling well, when you're feeling down? What do you crave? For myself, it's coffee. But then again, I'll drink coffee anytime, any moment. It doesn't make a difference. Sad, happy, glad, whatever it is, I'll always drink coffee and it makes me feel better. All right, so let's get into today's topic about making mistakes and being trusted for nothing. Now, all of us have been through this before on one end or the other. Actually, we've been on both sides. Sometimes someone makes a big mistake and we feel really hurt by it or like, oh my goodness, and then we say, I don't trust you with anything. Or on the flip side is when we make mistakes and then the people all around you are like, oh man, we don't trust you with anything. And it's really weird when you think about people and how they react. And this is why today I'm going to talk about a theory called the black sheep theory. What's a black sheep? Most sheep are white, and every once in a while you're gonna get this black sheep that really sticks out. Now, this term is used, it's an old term used in England, and is mainly used for family. But I'm gonna use this as, let's give this example. Imagine you have 10 people in your family, and your family's so loving, so caring, everyone loves each other, gets together, but guess what? There's that black sheep. It's Uncle Larry. And Uncle Larry is terrible, right? Uncle Larry curses, Uncle Larry smokes in the house, blows it in your face. He's hurting people, whether physically or mentally, and everyone just like, oh no, Uncle Larry. Now, here's the thing. 9 of you are great, and this one Uncle Larry is the black sheep of the family. But let's just say someone else meets Uncle Larry first, and of course, terrible, right? Just Uncle Larry treats them terribly, and that person says, this is a terrible family. Would you think that's just? That someone can blame or just put on your entire family, your family is terrible, based on just meeting Uncle Larry? And the answer is no. We would think that, no, that's not fair. Why? You need to meet the rest of us to really understand if we're a good family or a bad family. And here's the thing. This is what we do all the time. And I'm gonna show you 2 reasons why we kind of think this way of one mistake, you're all bad. Now, the first one is called guilty by association. This is the first reason, right, why we're like this. Guilty by association. For some reason in our heads, if one person is bad, we kind of associate them with everyone they hang out with, right? Oh, you're friends with him and he's bad, you must be bad. This happens all the time. We do it with companies. Someone does something bad in a company, then we think the whole company is bad. We see one bad person in the family and we think that whole family is bad. Hey, this is what this experience with me, because I'm a Christian and a pastor. I've heard people say, oh my goodness, I've seen these Christians do it like this, and this. All you Christians are bad. And when they meet me, they're like going, oh, you're different than most Christians. And the answer is, have you met most Christians, or did you just have one really bad experience? What we do is, oh, that's a bad person and they're Christian, so all Christians must be bad. Same thing happened at 9/11 when there's like Islamic, Muslim extremists, and then the planes go into the Twin Towers, and then everyone starts becoming scared of Muslims. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Just because a few people did something bad doesn't mean the whole is that terrible, but we do it all the time. And we also do it at a very small individual level. Like the first question I gave to you is, when you make a mistake and all of a sudden you think your whole character is bad. And it's not like that. So let's take a look at this, right? Let's just say someone has a bad character. Oh, someone who's always late. You know those people, right? Well, I'm in Malaysia, they call it Malaysian time. I go to the Philippines, they call it Philippine time. I go to Korea, they call it Korea time. There's American time, Canadian time, and guess what? It's a human thing. Everyone is late. It's not something that's only for your country. I'm sorry, guys. It's a human thing, right? But let's just say this person is even more than most people. They're always late. Now, here's the thing. Just because they're late, does that mean they're not good at keeping a secret? And the answer is no, because they have nothing to do with each other. But in our heads is, they were late, so they must be bad at everything. And the answer is, that's crazy to think that way. Let's think of the opposite, because this is the thing that happens to us even more. Someone can't keep a secret. They splurge the secrets and you feel terrible, like, oh, how could they do this to me? And then you think everything about them is bad. But think about this. Someone just told a secret, right? So then, oh my goodness, this person's oh, how dare they do that? And then also it's like, hey guys, you want to go to McDonald's? Someone should go on a food run. But you're like this, no, but he can't go on the food run. Why? Because he couldn't tell a secret. Now, what does not being able to tell a secret and going on a food run to McDonald's and getting the right order, what do they have to do with each other? Absolutely nothing. But in our heads, for some reason, we make everyone guilty by association, which is crazy. Two things have nothing to do with each other. That one family member doesn't have to do with the entire family. And even if 9 of the family members are bad, it doesn't mean the 10th is bad either. What does it mean? It basically means that we need to check out every single person, right? This is where discrimination and racism comes in, right? You have one bad experience and then all of a sudden that one bad experience goes to everything, whether it's about a religion, about a people, about a race, about an individual, a company, it's even a nation, right? I know here in Malaysia, they're talking about this ex-prime minister that's going through all these corruption charges. Does that mean all of Malaysia is bad because their leader was bad? And the answer is absolutely not. It's got nothing to do with it. So the first thing is we tend to give people this association by guilt. You're friends with him, must be guilty. There's the first one. And the second one's very interesting. It's basically just bad timing. And you're like, what? Bad timing? Yes, bad timing. Okay, so what does this mean? What I want you to do is to make some confessions right now. I know you're by yourself watching this YouTube video, so just make some confessions, all right? This is a confession time. We have made tons of mistakes, right? Have you made mistakes? Yes, we make mistakes. We make bad mistakes. We make mistakes that we regret so badly, and we've hurt many people through these mistakes. Can you guys confess this? Yes, we've all done this, but it doesn't mean that we're a terrible person. Some things are just out of character, or people see things according to their own perception. So what does it mean by bad timing? Sometimes we meet people or see people in bad moments, and we look at them and say, oh, bad person. Let me give you a perfect example, right? So I'm a pastor, I'm a missionary. I was telling you this before. Everyone knows this already, right? When I read the Bible, there's this one story that's really, really different. When Jesus goes into the holy temple of God, people are selling animals, exchanging money, and Jesus is livid. He's like, what? And he just goes into Hulk mode, Hulk smash, and he's throwing tables and he's throwing money everywhere, driving the animals out. Now, here's the thing, guys. What if you met Jesus for the first time in that moment, right? What if you met him in that moment? It's just bad timing. Do people get upset? Absolutely. Are there things to be upset about? Absolutely. Just because someone's upset doesn't mean they're not justified or they're a bad person. Why? Sometimes we have reasons to be upset and it's okay. Example. I know one person, well, not hated, but they had something against their mother. Why? When they were young, they walked in and they saw their mother berating and just so upset at their father. And they kicked the father out and they divorced. And this person blamed their mom, like, Mom, how could you do this? Don't you love dad? And because dad is not here anymore, we don't have enough money. I couldn't get the things that I wanted to get. This person was upset at their mom. But later they found out that at that point, that was the 3rd time the father cheated on the mother. Now, when you understand the whole situation, you're like, oh my goodness. Oh, and then you feel bad and say, okay, that's why they were so upset and that's why they divorced. It's a completely different story. And what we have to understand is sometimes we meet people or we see things in bad timing, and we have to open up our minds first and say, wait a second, there's always a reason why someone's upset or angry. It's not just because they have bad character or they're a bad person. That's one of the reasons, but it's not the only reason. But we're like, oh, how dare, bad person. And the answer is, what do you mean they're bad? There's so many reasons why someone can get angry or mad or even curse or do something that is, or we can say, out of character. And those are mistakes we make. We've all done them, right, guys? We've all confessed this already. We've made mistakes we regret. We've made mistakes that hurt other people. And these are the 2 reasons, or 2 things we have to keep in our minds. And this is what keeps pulling us towards making people look bad, or one mistake just crushes everything about that person, but we have to stop doing this. So I'm just gonna give you like 1 or 2 tips just to kind of open our eyes so we don't keep making this mistake and understand the black sheep theory is just because of one small person or just because of someone else, it doesn't mean everything is bad. First thing is, guys, you have to hold off on the judgments, right? Number 1 is just don't judge them right away. right? Let them show you like kind of a full breadth of who they are, right? Because if you only see them in one moment, you can't say they're a bad person because of one moment. You don't even know the full situation. Second thing is, you guys got to be forgiving. You do, because we just confessed. We've done some terrible things. We've done some regrettable things. And we're thankful that we're forgiven, right? That we forgive each other, right? In the same way too, you guys, we got to be forgiving. We really, really do, right? And the third one I think is really important. I want to talk a little bit more about this on another talk is we have to realize that we are not the most important priority in other people's lives. There's priorities bigger than us. I don't expect someone to keep my secret if it's gonna hinge on their family not eating anymore. That priority is bigger than this priority, and I should understand this and not be like, oh, I can never trust you again. Guys, we are not the number one priority in other people's lives. We are the number one priority in just our own lives. That's it, with no one else, right? So I hope that these tips, and I hope that you guys understood a little bit more of how we can stop judging people for one small mistake and blowing it up to the entire person, the entire family, country, whatever it is. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's talk. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. But of course, what's today's comment? The question is, what do you crave when you're not feeling well? Now, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, like and comment below, and we'll see you guys again at another talk. All right, everyone, bye-bye.